us in regards to helping us keep notes and keep track and knowing who was actually on the call. And of course, with everything kind of being virtual these days, these are almost the way that we take our minutes is through recording the call. So thank you for being on. I know quite a few of you are very much aware of and learned how to really operate the Zoom platform, because a lot of the names that I'm seeing, you are a few and faithful that always show up when it comes to Northwood and Walnut Oak. And so we appreciate you being invested and wanting to know what's going on in your community. And we do recognize Ms. Gilbert on the call. You're a resident council president. Thank you for being on as well. So you guys did receive, you evidently received the information about the call. That's how you knew to jump on. And so at the end of the call today, I'm going to ask that the residents just stay on a few minutes after with myself and Ms. Bethune, because we want to get some more insight from you in regards to how we can, you know, really get your property and your neighbors wanting to be involved on calls such as this, because this time is just, you know, it's so vital and so important, and we want you guys to be engaged. So just to get started, I did want to make sure that we recognize, and Christina, if you want to introduce yourself, but Christina is on the call, and if you will share who you are, and then I'll also turn it over to our CEO as well to do some introduction as well. But I wanted to recognize our developer partner. So Christina, if you'll come off of mute and share who you are, and she's going to be sharing some things with us later in the agenda, but I wanted to recognize her right off.
Hi, thanks for having me today. I know that some of you have met other members of my team, but I'm here to talk about an exciting new development in our development today, branding. So thank you for having me on, and I look forward to chatting about it.
Perfect. Thank you so much. So you guys, the paperwork that you received basically in your door, we're going to talk about that just a little bit later. So just to start out, I just wanted to bring on our CEO and that of Ms. Terrell Bates, and then she's just basically going to open us up. We're going to probably skip over maybe 2 items in the agenda just so we can see if we can get some more people on the call next month when we jump on, because we want to get as many people engaged as possible. And so once Ms. Bates finishes, then we'll go back to Christiana, and then we'll finish some other resident related things at the end.
Good morning, and again, thank you for joining us. It's really, really important that we provide information that allows you to stay informed about some of the changes that are going on with the community with regard to development. And today we are joined by BGC Advantage. If you've attended previous meetings, remember that that's the development partner that we procured back in 2019. Things are moving along. Today, their marketing department is going to be having conversations about the names of the properties. Going forward, there will be a meeting in March, and it's so, so important that you attend, about something called plans and specs. And plans and specs is just a really technical term. We're having conversations with the developer's architect and engineer. Those are professionals that plan out changes to the buildings, what kinds of things will go in the units. And it's really, really important to us to get your feedback and for you to be informed. What is most important for you to remember is nothing is going to happen right now. Not a thing. So we're not changing anything. You're not moving. No, nothing is going to happen right now. We're still doing just a lot of background work and a lot of foundation work, things that need to happen to allow us to move forward. So there's nothing for you to be concerned about, nothing for you to be worried about. We only want to be sure that we're keeping you informed, that we're providing as much information as we can, so that when it's time for things to happen, you will know exactly what to expect, and you will have received a lot of information about what is going to happen. So thank you again for those of you that have joined today. Ms. Smith-Wells has been managing to record the meetings and have them posted. Is it on our YouTube page that they're going to?
No, the posted is just, we've been doing the transcription, and PowerPoint is going to the website.
Okay, so she'll have something posted on the website. And why I'm mentioning that is for your neighbors that are not on the call, so that, they don't get involved in rumors and, things that are untrue. If anyone asks questions or has comments, just remind them that even if they weren't able to attend the meeting today, Mrs. Smith-Wells will have them posted on our website so that they could go back and review it if they had any questions. So I'm going to turn it over to Mrs. Smith-Wells and the BGC staff that have just really done an excellent job of keeping us informed so that we can also keep you informed.
And as Ms. Bates was saying, you guys, we do go ahead and put the transcription and any PowerPoint on our website. Really, the only reason why we don't put the actual recording is because some of you guys may not want your face on the website. So this is the way that we do it. But if you have someone that's in your community and they want to hear it for themselves, I would definitely be willing to share it with them. So I pulled up the flyer that you received on the screen. And Anna, can you see that? I'm picking on you because I can see your face and I can see you off mute. Can you
Yes,
see
I can
that?
see it.
Okay.
Yes.
So just to kind of share with you guys again, as Ms. Bates said, the plans and specs and then the discussion items, we're going to pull that to our March meeting. So again, push that. And if anyone asked you any questions, you're really the best marketer to your neighbors is you. I mean, you're the best one that can really talk about your neighborhood. You live there, that's your home. So if anybody asks you any questions about this that's on their door, you'll be the expert at it. You'll know exactly what happened. So again, we're going to move those discussion items to next month in March so we can pull some more people on. And this key point here of number 4, rebranding, that's what CB is about to talk to us about. And she gave us permission to call her CB from BGC Advantage. That way it's easy for all of us to remember. But what I wanted to point out before she goes through her PowerPoint is on there as well. It has my name and the rad@dbhafl.org email address. So if anything comes up, any of your neighbors have questions, please have them send that to that email address. And that way it'll get directly to me and I'll be able to follow up. So at this time, I am going to pull up the PowerPoint to get that started. And let me see here. And Christiana, you can take it from here. Can you hear us? You're still, there you go. You're
I can.
Okay.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for having me again. Yes, my name is long and complicated. My name is Christiane Brunini. So feel free to call me CB. I hate to do that to you since I'm from BGC Advantage because that does make it confusing, doesn't it? But I'm trying to make it easy. Call me Chris, call me Christy. I'm okay with it all. But really what I'm here today to talk to you about is you're going to hear from the other members of my team about how we're going to change the inside and the outside of your property. We're going to help, modernize, and they're going to talk to you about all the great specifics of that. But what I want to talk to you a little bit about is branding. And if you can proceed to the next slide, we are going to, once we have our names, we're going to make sure that we have signage, we have banners, we have things that make the neighborhood enticing. Once we have that name, then we will make sure that it's visible. We want you to feel welcome. And we think this is really important, not only for you as residents, but for our neighbors and for our guests, to really just say who we are and why we're here. And that's all about positive change right now. And so people ask the question, and if you can move to the next slide, why are we talking about rebranding for a property? And I really like to talk about, it's just the same as with a product. And I like to point to Dunkin' Donuts, right? Dunkin' Donuts just did a major rebrand, and it may not jump out to you, but it's pretty significant. What they did was they took away the donuts because they're about more than just donuts. And so these small changes in how we perceive ourselves and how we project to the people around us have a really big impact. And we think that that's incredibly important too. And it's holistic change. So it's inside out. And we want to make sure that you're excited about it and you have a sense of pride and ownership. So we are inviting you to participate in this process. And if you move to the next slide, we've given you several ways to do this because we want to make sure that all the residents have opportunity to weigh in that want to. Not all of us are creative in that way, but you would be surprised. Simple things that you say can kick off a brainstorm. For example, I sat in on a rebranding discussion for a different property, and they were really close to their local high school, and the mascot was the Trojans. Well, you don't want to name everything Trojan. So what it did was it kicked off an idea of things that are related to the Greek times and symbolisms from that time. And we came up with valor and valiant. And so these are very aspirational ways of thinking about the same thing. So don't be afraid to put anything out there. It's really all about conversation and about hearing what's important to you and how we can turn that into a great neighborhood name. So now the one thing for this call that I think is different is that we have, and please correct me if I'm wrong, Natalie, we have multiple neighborhoods on this call, right? Yes.
Yes.
Right.
They have 3 different names right now. Yes.
That's right. So right now we have 3 different names. Now, the one thing that's different for this this call from the other neighborhoods is that there is an opportunity here to consider, and that is that we might just choose one name for the 3 sites. And that way, all 3 of your sites have a stronger sense of community together. Now, that's an option. So we can choose to either go that route and have one name that sort of we all embrace for these 3 separate properties now, or we might go the route of the 3 different names. So that is just an option that's up for discussion. Does anybody on the call have feelings about that or thoughts? Can I open that up for discussion?
Absolutely. And you guys, if you have something, just come off of mute. And then if you don't mind, just so we, again, will be able to acknowledge who asked the question, just give us your first name. And then you can go ahead and ask. Anna, are you talking? I saw your lips moving, but you'll have to unmute yourself if you have anything. And then Beatrice, do you have anything so far? Okay. Naquita, do you have anything so far? And you can just come off of mute.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Mona, do you have anything?
No, I don't think so.
Okay. Allison?
No.
Okay. And then the person that's on the Galaxy Note 9, I'm sorry, I don't have your name. Do you have a question? And if so, at this point, can you, there you go.
Brenda.
Brenda, what's your last name?
Andino.
Okay. And did you have any discussion or any thoughts on what CB just shared with us?
No, not right now.
Okay. Thank you. Beatrice, I saw you waving, so come on back in.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I wanted to ask, it's not related to that, but I wanted to put it out there since we have so many residents with these sites. If anyone is interested in being a part of the board for the resident council, if I can get some information from them, if they would like, if they want some information on being a part of, I'm sorry, my voice. If they would like to be part of the board, you know, we would definitely love to have someone on there.
Miss Beatrice, at the end of this meeting, we will have time for other business. So let's cover that then.
Okay, I was asking because I have to actually, I can't be on the call the entire time. I'm at work. Okay. That's why I wanted to put it in that when I realized there were so many people here from the sites.
I'm sorry, we lost you. I didn't hear what you just said,
Yes,
but we'll cover this at the end of the meeting. Other business, all of it that you need to have answered. But what I do need to ask is for those of you that are on the call, if we can just go through one by one, and Ms. Smith-Wells, if you can call them, if you can just share with us what you think we're trying to do here, because I want to be sure that you understand what this meeting is really about. So can you just call the residents and let them share with us why they think we're talking about this today?
That's no problem. I'll start with you, Beatrice, since I know you may have to go in a second, but can you share?
From what I gather, you're doing a rebranding of the sites. Instead of being called Walnut Oak, Northwood I, Northwood II, you want to put it something that's more familiar or something that we, would feel better calling our areas or whatever, our communities, to have a sense of community, correct?
Real good.
Perfect. And so we want recommendations from you about what, we don't want to pick a name that you might not like. So we want your recommendations. Thank you so much, Miss Beatrice. No wonder you're a leader. Next.
Naquita?
Sorry, I had to unmute. But I'm on the same page as Miss Beatrice, basically, and knowing that, they're trying to make a more, the word she used was enticing, make it more attractive to people. Because I'll be honest with you, I can't tell you how many times people have come here to Northwood II, because that's where I live. They've come to Northwood II. Where's the leasing office? These are beautiful. I want to apply. Like, how do I apply? X, Y, and Z. They didn't even know it was through Daytona Beach Housing Authority. You know what I mean? But I gave them the information. I gave them the insight. They are very attractive now, but I know other alterations can be made for them to become even more attractive. And you know what I mean? And then the word to get out and more people you guys can begin to service, so on and so forth. So
First of all, I'm glad that people see the community as that. So what do you think would be a good source of thinking about names? Like, what should we be thinking about?
Truthfully, I'm going to be honest with you. When you guys first opened up Northwood II development, I was one of the first people to live in the townhomes. When you guys first opened it, you guys did a red ribbon ceremony where you had a host of people who were all involved during the process of building it. During that time, I was asked to speak. When I spoke, I referred to the apartments as the mini mansion because it was so beautiful. And I'm from up north. So for me, that was a stretch because the homes up north are very nice. So for me to come down here is brand new. And most of the time when you associate government assistance with something, it's looked at as poverty, negative, something ugly, you know what I mean? Full of, violence and drugs and guns and stuff like that. That's what people think about. But when I came here and I saw it, I'm just like, this is absolutely beautiful. It's like a mini mansion to me. You know what I mean? Like, so for me, it would have something to incorporate, like how would I say, dream home, or, home away from home or second home, something to signify basically, just because this is your current situation, it can be something more beautiful than that. It can become something more than just that, because for some people, this is what we needed. This is speaking from a single mom of 3, moved from Ohio. I have no family here. It's just me and my kids. And when I tell you I've benefited so much by being here, getting the opportunity to come here. Literally, I applied 7 months later. I got approved. I moved just that fast. And I've been able to go back to school. I've been able to put myself through school. I've been able to land my career job. I'm working my career at 28 years old with 2 degrees. I'm proud of myself. Like, I'm sorry, I don't mean to take up much time, but this was exactly what I needed.
All right. And this is really helpful. And so I'm kind of trying to force these conversations so we don't just go through and at the end of it, nobody has. So even this sharing, I think, will help the marketing department know what the community wants to reflect. Thank you for sharing that. Who's next?
Mona, could you unmute yourself and share?
Yes, I'm Miss Shatila, and I live in Northwood Village 1, and I've been here for a long time. And I say the way you guys are starting the development, which is rebranding, is a good idea. It will change the community, and how like Miss Merritt was saying, how housing is viewed. And I have seen different housings in different cities, and they say that Volusia County is the most cleanest and housing that there is in Florida. So just giving it, you know, touch-ups, a little DIY, they say, is a very good idea. And I do agree, and I already have, like, I've written down two names already, and I will drop them in the Dropbox hopefully today.
So can you just share what the two names that you've written down are? I think it might stimulate other people too, if you don't mind. If you prefer
yeah.
not to, we'll honor that.
Oh no, I don't mind, not at all. I had my mom, she likes gardenia. So I was thinking Gardenia Place or, you know, Gardenia Village. I mean, the second word can be something else. And there's this other name of a street in London. It's called Beaufort. So it could be Beaufort Gardens.
Spell it. B-E.
Beautifort. Beauforts.
Okay. And what does that street name mean?
You know, I have no idea. I think it's like it has beauty. It has beauty in it. So
okay.
I assumed it would be nice.
Okay. Well, thank you. That's really, I mean, this is, to me, it's really, really helpful. Christiane, I mean, are you thinking this is I think it's a great communication for us.
Absolutely.
Yes.
So what I'm hearing is that sense of aspiration, whether it's a mansion or, and now I'm hearing a little bit of French, like a feeling fancy, like from the Beaufort. So it can be a maison, which is a village, a French village. So this gives us, you believe it or not, this gives us so much to play with.
Yeah.
And the testimonials are just amazing. So a credit to you guys at the Daytona Beach Housing Authority. That's so exciting to walk in on a partnership like that where you already have so much love that we can build off of. So awesome. Yeah, let's keep it going. This is really helpful.
Next.
Okay, Anna, could you come off of mute and share with us?
Okay, I really think that what you're doing today is gonna be good for the future. One of the things that Northwood Village 2 doesn't have is a patio for the kids to play. When it rains pretty hard, that actually is full, and there is kids that they just slide in it, and you know it's just not safe. And there's no playground for the kids. So I think hopefully it'll be playground for this one, so they can go play. It looks beautiful, and hopefully for the future it's going to be fine.
Okay, so when we have that meeting that we're talking about called plans and specs, I need you to bring those things up, because that's exactly what we want to talk with the engineers and architects about, things that you know about the property because you live there. They're looking at plans, you know, that are filed with the city, but we need for you to share when that time comes, something like that. But for now, what do you think about the naming of the property? Do you have any thoughts about what we should call it and what it should be based on? Do you think that, you know, the idea that Christiane brought up about the Northwoods I, Northwoods II, and Walnut Oak all having a common name, or do you like the individual names? What are your thoughts there?
I think it should be changed. I was thinking about the Pelicans, because it reminds you when you go to the beach and it's everything is also mellow and fresh. So I think, you know, because we're gonna get a new place, everything's gonna be fresh. And to me, I don't know, the Pelicans, it's fine for me.
Okay, well, that's good. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay, Allison, could you come off of mute and share with us in regards to the rebranding?
Yes, well, I've just been here a couple of months, but I think that with the rebranding and the redoing everything, that there should be a new name.
And did you have anything that kind of popped in your mind, or even just words that make you think about, you know, where you live?
I know I've been thinking about it, but I haven't come up with anything yet.
Okay.
And you've
Well, that's great. And thank you for being here today. I mean, it's important, you know, just that you hear what other people have to say as well. It may stimulate things in you, but also it will help you to understand how important you are to us and that we do want all of our residents to be a part of this process. It's a major, major thing that will impact you because you live there. And so it's so important for us to have you recognize your importance.
Yes.
Okay, and then Brenda, are you still there on the Galaxy? And if you could come off of mute and share with us.
I think she hung up a while back.
Okay, so I have somebody with the Galaxy S8. Your name is not up there. Will you come off of mute and share with us who you are so we can make sure we get you down on the roll call? All right, going once, going twice, and if you can, there you go. Who do we have on the phone?
Dorquita Wright.
Oh, hi, Dorquita, how are you? Well, you're back on mute. Can you come off of mute again?
I'm fine. How are you?
Okay, are you somewhere that you can talk, or do you need to stay on mute?
I'm gonna stay on mute because I'm actually still at work covering for one
Okay.
of my girls at lunch.
Okay, perfect. Thank you for jumping on. We have you down, but we're just going to give you a shout out while you're on the call. Everybody on the call, Dorquita Wright is our most recent FSS graduate. And of course, she's at work right now. So we're just really excited for her and her graduation. But thank you for jumping on, and we'll follow up with you and get your information. I know you're at work, so thank you for sacrificing to be on today.
Thank you, Ms. Natalie.
All right. So the other thing, first of all, again, thank you ladies so much. You have a wealth of knowledge, you have a wealth of ideas and creativity. And normally, if we weren't in a COVID situation, we would be able to be in a room, circled around the room with our bulletin boards out and markers and colors and really being able to engage with one another. So thank you for being able to just kind of shift. One thing I did want to pull back up on the screen to really piggyback on what CB was sharing with us. So this particular picture, when she said the options, because this is what we need you guys to use. You can see the code that's on the actual survey that you received. So literally all you have to do, if you're kind of that tech savvy, or you might become tech savvy after you use this, all you have to do is actually use your phone and put it on camera. And then when you put it on the camera, all you have to do is take the phone and take the camera up to this scan code, and it'll allow you to click on it, and you can actually fill out the survey right on your phone. Like I just got through going on kind of playing around with it myself. So it'll pull up right then, and you can go to your property and share your information that way. The next thing, as was mentioned, is the suggestion box. So you can go right over to your manager's office, or as we call it, the Neighborhood Network Center, and you can drop off the bottom portion of this actual flyer and place it there. Or if you want to send it directly to the RAD, R-A-D, at dbhafl.org, that's another option. So again, you have 3 different options to share. So please do so. Our goal was to kind of push until March 1st, as you can see on the bottom of your flyer, is to have all the names. And again, encourage your neighbors, have all the names, the ideas turned in by then, and then we'll be able to circle back and come back together and collaborate again to see what you guys think is the best name for your home. So once again, there's the information. You can do it digitally. You can do it at the suggestion box, or you can do it through a direct contact to me. So you got 3 options. And so please share those options with your neighbors as well. Christy, do you have anything else?
Yeah, I think that just to play off of what we've heard from today, when you think about names, you can think about the beach. You know how that makes you feel. The things that are at the beach, whether it's the birds or the sand or the ocean, all of those things can spark great ideas. I love that you were thinking about your mom and home. The things that make you think of mom and home. Words that are associated with that are going to make great names, right? So all of those things are great inspiration. we can talk about names, people that inspire you, but things get a little bit more complicated. So we do try and stay away from that a little bit. But just thinking about the things that are around you that inspire you in your neighborhood already, or about Florida, about your community, or all of those things can make great inspirational starting points for this discussion. So thank you, all of you. These were great starting points.
Thank you, Christy. For those of you that I can see your face and those that I can't, let's give her a virtual hand for being on with us today. We're really excited about working with her and moving forward with our rebranding. So what we're going to do at this point, if the residents, if you guys could just stay back for 1 second, we're just going to give a couple announcements. And then we want to make sure that the item that Ms. Beatrice brought up as well, that everybody's clear. And the last thing is I was just going to make sure that I could verify again everybody's name. And I want to grab your email addresses too, if you have those. And then if you have any other questions that, is outside of rebranding, we can do that now. But Christy, thank you again. And I'm going to stop the recording, everyone, and then we'll open it up for questions that you may have for us as the Housing Authority.